I bet you can see yourself right now in that nice Florida backyard, and you're looking out at your pool, and you've got the water feature that's dribbling in the background, and you're just taking it all in and enjoying life. Hi, I'm Chris Gunn from ChrisSellsFlorida.com. I'm a realtor in the Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, and North River Parish area. If you need any help whatsoever with your real estate needs, give me a call. Shoot me a text, 941-224-9005. That's my cell. It'll actually be me that picks up. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this question. Is it worth installing a pool on my home? Is it worth the cost? Is it actually going to provide value to my life? Well, what I will say is that there are a lot of homes in Florida that have pools. So for some people, it's got to have some value, right? I'll walk through a lot of the things that I would say the ultimate answer, should you put a pool into your home, is no. But I will say that it also depends on your market. So let's look at it first on the market basis. You got to look at your neighborhood demographics. If your neighbors all have pools, it's going to be really, really tough when it comes time to sell your home in that same neighborhood. So if you find that 90% of the neighbors that you have a pool, then I would probably say it's going to be something that you need to put in. But always look at the numbers, see if it's going to be a sound investment. If you're in a luxury neighborhood, I would say that having a pool is probably going to be a must because your buyers expect it. But if you're in a traditional suburban neighborhood where it's hit and miss based on whether or not somebody has a pool, maybe they got a good tax return that year and so they could afford the down payment or whatever, then I would say this is going to be more for you because a lot of people sit there, they look in their grassy green backyard and they say, man, it would be awesome to have a pool, especially on these hot summer days after I've mowed the lawn or when the kids are home from school, right? Well, let's look at the numbers and see what does a pool really cost and how much do you retain in value. So on average, the pool that you put in will retain 25% of its value when you go to sell the home. So I would say that getting a 75% loss on a pool is a pretty bad start, especially with the cost of a pool. So what does a pool typically cost? What I'm finding is that in 2021, 2022, the cost of a pool is running anywhere from about $50,000 to $70,000 in this area. There's a lot of demand. It's taking months to get the process started. By the time you get the permits pulled, you get the HOA approval, you get the ground broken, you get everything installed, you get the grass relayed because they drive through your yard and they mess it all up. It can be often a 9 to 12 month process by the time you even get the pool installed. So to get a 75% loss on that pool starting out of the gate, I would say that's a bad start. So the average cost, again, being $50,000 to $70,000, let's look at the price on that. 75% of a $50,000 pool is going to be $37,500, okay? So basically, you're going to gain about $12,500 in value to the property that you have. I would say for a $50,000 pool, is it worth a $12,500 gain when you have lost $37,500? For most people, that would probably be no. But let's break this down, okay? Let's just say the life of a pool exists for 15 years because most people don't even stay in their homes 15 years, but let's just break it down. 15 years, it's the payment of it and then also the maintenance of that pool. On average, what you find is that the maintenance for a pool runs anywhere from about $80 to $210 per month. I mean, you've got to think, you've got pool heaters, you've got the pool pumps, you've got the pipes, you've got the actual surface if there's any kind of leaks or cracks that develop from foundation shifting over the years. All these things you have to keep in mind. Plus, you got to fill it with the water. And so there's just so many things that go into it. The chlorine, the maintenance side of it. So most people, they hire this out, and it can be about $130 a month service on average. So let's just take that $37,500 of loss, and let's spread that over 15 years. That's 180 months. When you divide that in, you get about $208 a month. So if you add $208 a month, which is what you're spending to have that pool over 15 years, plus you take that, let's just call it $122 per month for the actual pool maintenance. That'll put you at $330 per month is what that is going to cost you to have that pool. That's before any interest on the loan that you may take out. Say if you get a HELOC and it's a 3 or 5% tack onto your mortgage or something like that. That's a pretty expensive deal. That could be $350, $400 a month in your net cost of ownership for that pool. So I would leave it to this question: is having a pool worth $300 to $400 a month to you? If for most people, I would say, man, when you break it down, I don't think it's worth that. And here's what I would say is that most homes in the state of Florida, at least newer homes built since 2005 and beyond, have a neighborhood pool. You're paying an HOA fee. I know for my neighborhood, it's $83 a month, which is very, very low in my opinion. And we have a beautiful pool facility. So I can tell you from a personal perspective, I will never, ever, 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 ever install a pool when I can go down the street. It's about a half a mile away from me. And here's the thing, nobody really uses the neighborhood pool anyways, because half the homes or 40% of the homes actually have a pool. And then the other people aren't going on the same days that I am. So it's really often that maybe there's 3 other families at the pool and there's plenty of space. And then at the same time, I've got young kids, they're meeting other kids. And what I find is I talk with the other parents, it creates community. So by isolating yourself, you're not meeting other people, you're not connecting with other people, your kids aren't connecting with other people. To me, that's a con. And then at the same time, maybe you do have that privacy, but $300 to $400 a month, again, you have to look at $4,800 a year. Could you do something else with that? A lot of people complain about how expensive Disney World is or how expensive it is to do things with your kids. I would say throw that $350 a month towards something else that maybe is going to provide more value to you. So my advice is that I would spend money on more of a backyard oasis because you can do it for way cheaper and you can maintain it. What I would say is if you have a grill area or you have maybe an area of turf, because St. Augustine grass in the state of Florida is just so itchy, you don't really want to be on it. Some people like having hot tubs. Some people like fire pits. What I would say, or even having a larger screened-in lanai area, so that way you're protected from the mosquitoes. All that, to me, you will get more value in because it also brings character and creativity to a home. If you can do it well, if you maintain it well, what I would find is that you're going to get, even if you only keep 25% of that investment on a backyard oasis, it will likely not cost you anywhere from $300 to $400 a month over 15 years to keep up and maintain, because there aren't pumps, there aren't heaters, there aren't potential leaks. And here is the other thing that I would say about a pool in general when it comes to selling your property, because ultimately that's what people are thinking about when they're purchasing that pool. Okay, A, can I enjoy it during the process? And then B, am I going to make the money on the back end? Is it going to speed up the selling process at any level? And what you find is that on the market, at least right now, I just looked, there are about 420 properties for sale in my county, which is Manatee County. So if you just limit it to homes with private pools, that number goes down to about 110. So let's just say about a quarter of homes on the market have a pool. It used to be, at least in 2020, early 2021, that only about 1 in 8 homes had a pool on it. So, and they were all getting swiped up very quickly. But here's the deal. In a seller's market where you're really going to recuperate those costs anyways, and you're not going to haggle those costs out to try and get your home sold in a buyer's market, what you find is that, okay, you got to look at the days on market. What's it cost you to keep that home based on how many more days that your home is going to have to be on the market because it doesn't have a pool. When homes are getting picked up left and right, if you have a good home, if it's tastefully designed and everything on the interior and the exterior of your home in general is good, it's not going to be on the market that much longer because it doesn't have a pool. So I know that this is maybe a bit of a negative video at the end of the day, but I just have a tough time seeing any positives for having your own pool. Now, the privacy of having your own pool and just the real reality of, man, I can open up my sliders, I can open up my French doors and just go out to my pool. Again, if it's worth $300 to $400 a month for you, then go ahead and purchase it. Otherwise, I'd say maybe look at other opportunities to get creative with your backyard. All right, I hope that this helped you. If this video did anything for you, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, or if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate that. It helps me get exposed to more markets and more people so I can help them along their journeys. If you want to give me a call or text me for any reason whatsoever, again, my name is Chris Gunn, and my cell phone number is 941-224-9005, and we'll see you next time.